In this video, I'm going to give you 5 hacks that's going to help you make real genuine money on Vinted, but these tips can also translate to other platforms like eBay and Depop. In fact, it's the same tips I've used to generate my 50 grand a month reselling business. So a bit about me, like I said, I do quite a lot of money a month reselling. I've been in this game for 10 years, I've built a platform with millions of followers, and make this kind of content all the time. And hopefully you can take some comfort in that and trust what I'm saying. I'm not selling you a course, no bullshit. It's all completely free information. It's just stuff I wish I had someone tell me 10 years ago. So here's how you're going to become a profitable Vinted reseller. Now these hacks have been split up into 2 categories. We've got buying and we've got selling. There's 2 buying hacks and 3 selling hacks. But when you combine them all, the end result is the same. They're going to help you make more money reselling. No more messing around. Hack number 1, the sniping method. So what is the sniping method, you say? Well, long story short, it's basically buying stuff quicker than anyone else can. Therefore, you're able to pick up steals and cheaper stuff under market, and it makes it really easy for you to flip it back onto Vinted for market value, meaning you make money, basically. Now, I'll show you what you need to do in a second, but for now, you need to make sure you target popular brands. So Supreme, Ralph Lauren, Stussy, Cortez. You can even do like video games, but just make sure they're popular and being listed regularly in your niche. You don't want to go too niche, otherwise this method won't work as well. And I'll show you now why. So you want to open your Vinted app and head over to the search bar. So you're going to type in a brand you like. So let's go Supreme. Then you want to go over to sort by, and then go newest first. You are going to be able to see stuff that is just being listed right now. It's the most recent listings, basically. So not many people have seen them, not many other resellers you're competing with. So it basically means you have first dibs. Supreme hat here, I'm going to buy that. That's banging. First item I saw, it was literally uploaded just now, which means it's literally just gone live. I would flip that for £35. Nothing crazy. That's £15 profit from literally just doing the newly listed method. Like, how easy is that, right? 3, 2, 1, boom, done. You can do the same for, let's go Ralph Lauren. This is pretty good, right? So a double XL Ralph Lauren zip up, which is actually really cool. It's a bit of a size. That's only £12. That's insane. Retail on that would have been like 200. Ralph Lauren knit. This is really fire, bro. This is so nice. Size medium, uploaded 7 minutes ago. It's currently 8 AM in the morning, so no one would have seen this as much. This is a little bit more pricey than the Supreme tee. I won't make as much money on this. I might sell it for like 30 quid. You get the gist of it. The one I'm gonna tell you now is really important. It is a big hack I've used for the last like 10 years, and it's made me a lot of money. The best time to buy is on Sundays and evenings. I must spend like honestly 3 or 4 grand every Sunday. Just gotta sit on Vinted and eBay, buying hidden gems that people don't want anymore. Now think about it, right? The reason Sundays are so populated with stock is because that is a day of rest. It's when people are just chilling in the afternoon. They're getting through their old wardrobe, they're clearing stuff out. And a lot of the time, these guys who are just clearing stock out and free up free space effectively, they don't care about what it sells for. They're not a reseller. They're not like me and you. They're not thinking about how much I could get for this if I make it look nicer or prettier. They just want to get rid of their old stuff. That is where you come in. You're just there sitting, you're sniping, you're refreshing the page on the newly listed. You're going through all these brands. Like I often pick loads of good Stone Island up on Sundays, Ralph Lauren, Supreme, those kind of brands. I do quite a lot of like big statement pieces, spend quite a lot of money on those like Sundays because you can just get some absolutely insane steals. Like it's crazy. So keep that in mind. You can also do the same in evenings, but not so much because they're being listed so much. More so, there's less competition. If you're buying at 11 PM at night or midnight, there's way less competition from other resellers on the app. So it's a pretty good time to buy. Now you have learned the sniping method. My second hack is the bundle method. You want to look for sellers basically offloading loads of stuff. You want to make sure they're items you can resell for sure. You don't want to buy loads of random crap. You want them to be in your niche. So for me, it's streetwear, but targeting other sellers who are selling loads of stuff means you can send big bundle offers, and big offers in bulk means way larger discounts, meaning way more profit for you. Basically, the reason why this works is because you're giving the seller value in taking way more of their unwanted clothing. Like I said, they're not thinking, oh, I need to get X amount of money for this. They just don't like that item. They don't wear it anymore, so they want to get rid of it. They're not thinking like a reseller, and that is what you need to be optimized for and really kind of take advantage of. Let me show you right now. If I open the app, these are some of the ones I've bought recently. This was a free item pickup right here. 2 Supreme t-shirts, so this Molotov tee, this Supreme Incorporated logo, and the Carhartt t-shirt. These cost me a total of £33 and £35 after fees. £11 for a Carhartt tee, £22 for 2 Supreme t-shirts. This is a 5 bundle deal where I grabbed a Cortez t-shirt, a Trapstar t-shirt, Billionaire Boys Club t-shirt, the Supreme Tyler the Creator tee, which is really, really expensive. I got that for £20, and another Supreme t-shirt, which is banging, by the way. That is £15 per t-shirt. How crazy is that? That Tyler the Creator tee alone, probably selling that for like 45 quid. So the bundle method, super easy. Target people with big bundles of stock in your niche. They're just cleaning out their own wardrobe. Shoot them an offer. All you need to do on Vinted is click the create bundle listing, and then you can select different items from their shop, and then it automatically allows you to make an offer if you want to make an offer, or you can just buy it straight up. Some people's shops on Vinted give you an automatic 10 to 20% off bundles, so sometimes you don't even need to shoot an offer. You can just buy it straight out. As you can see, I still do it. This isn't me just chatting shit. I genuinely do this myself, so should you. The buying hacks are done, so we need to start talking about selling. Hack number 3, professional photos. You might have heard this thousands of times, but there's a reason reason you've heard this so many times, because it is so true. Having great photos on your Vinted or Depop, eBay, whatever it may be, your shop, equals maximizing your profit. It literally means more money. If you're going to be serious in this game, get good photos. I'm going to tell you how to do it now. You want to get an iPhone or a somewhat of a decent, okay phone. Then you want to download the Photo Room app. This is not an ad. I'm not getting paid to say this. It's a small monthly fee, like £4 or something, but the app literally allows you to kind of crop out the background. So take a nice picture on a flat lay. Could be on a carpet, could be on your nan's carpet. Make sure there's some nice natural lighting. You can get studio light if you like, but you don't really need it. Just make sure it's near a window. Make sure you've either steamed or ironed the item. You do not want to list anything that's creased. I prefer the flat lays over the hanging lays, but either works. And then run that photo through Photo Room. It will crop the background out to make it look like it's been taken in the professional photo studio, which is insane. And boom, you have some amazing photos. In terms of how many photos you need and what you should be taking, you need one main establishing shot. This is your first image that a potential buyer is going to see, so it's so important. This is a banger. I would also get like a neck tag photo to show the t-shirt or item is authentic. I also like kind of a side-on one with like just like the first half of the item on show. And then you definitely want to capture any small imperfections or any close-ups. If there aren't any close-ups or any imperfections, definitely get like a nice close-up of the design, or if it's a unique design or a logo or something like that. Just giving it a more professional feel. It also really helps Vinted's algorithm when you're fully maxing out the photos. Vinted, Depop, eBay, they push your listing. They like that. They want to celebrate that because they want their app to look as good as possible. So stay consistent. You want your whole page looking super consistent, same style of photos, and then you are really in the money. You're literally adding an extra 30% sometimes to your listings, and how much money you can make just by having good photos is insane. But even with the best photos, you need to know some sales tricks to sell. So that brings me on to hack number 4, be nice. Seriously, being nice, polite, a well-spoken person, being polite in Messenger, polite in text, gets you more sales. I cannot express how many people have shot me an offer or tried to message me or spoken to me first and they weren't too keen, or maybe 50-50 on the item, but you've had to kind of swindle them into buying the item by being nice and caring and just like basically giving a shit about them. They're not a robot, they're a real person, so be nice. A random trick real like psychologists and real car salesmen actually use is calling someone by their name. So if their name is like, I don't know, Sarah 123, you have their name. So if they shoot you a lowball offer, just reply to them saying something like, "Hi Sarah, unfortunately that's a little too low for me. I'm willing to still give you a steal price. Would you be able to come up to £25 instead?" Just be honest and polite with them and they are way more likely to buy from you. It does take a little bit more time, but building trust with that person, 1, they're more likely to buy. 2, they're more likely to come back. And 3, they're way more likely to actually go out of their day and give you a good review. And we all know reviews are super important. Be honest, truthful, be a good person in those DMs on Vinted especially. I guarantee you will see a greater increase in sales. And hack number 5, listing plus keyword stacking. This is how people are going to find your items on Vinted, and this is going to put you ahead of the curve of everyone else. Someone who's selling the same product as you, if you do this hack or optimize your listings with this hack, you are going to be ahead of them in the algorithm. The buyers are going to see your item first and you're going to outsell other sellers. So firstly, you need to optimize your listing. Let me upload this Supreme jersey. Supreme jersey 39, spring summer 25. I forgot the actual name of the product, but in the real world I would go on StockX, find the actual name of the product. Yeah, this is just my personal Supreme jersey. So the main bulk of your listing needs to be in the description. This is where you're actually going to get the value, right? This is where you're going to get boosted on the algorithm, how people are going to find you. So I always like to list with the condition and then the authenticity. So I say 9 out of 10 condition, hardly worn. You can either go no imperfections or go mint condition, whatever you want, right? I don't want to see loads of emojis in there when I'm browsing. If I'm buying, I just want to see something nice and simple, something to tell me that the item is in good condition, right? And then 100% authentic. I want to see stuff clearly and I want to see that it's legit. Like I want it to process in my brain. It's great condition. It's authentic. I have your trust, or I can trust you basically, right? And then I probably would mention about something about the sizing as well, because you really don't want them to return it because that is a pain in the ass. You can add measurements if you want. I appreciate not everyone has time to do that. So fits a little oversized, true to size, medium, can fit small. Nice, crisp, simple description. The photos are the things to do the talking in when people are scrolling, not so much the title. But once they click on your item, the description is the key. That's the money maker. One thing that a lot of people do is they do something called keyword stacking. Now, I don't really do it too much, so let me explain. This Supreme jersey could also be a t-shirt or a tee that you basically write other words that the buyer may be using to search for. It's a good way of optimizing your items for the algorithm. The one thing I would say you never do in keyword stacking, do not get this confused with spam branding. For example, don't call this like keywords Supreme, Palace, Bape, Ralph. Vinted will not be happy with that. It will notice that it's not any of these things. Don't spam tag. It's a terrible idea. I probably actively don't buy from people who are literally spam tagging. And boom, that brings us to the end of those 5 hacks. If you use those 5 hacks, I can basically guarantee you that you are going to become a better reseller. You're going to maximize your chances of making as much money as possible. And hopefully you see some kind of direct benefit from doing these techniques and methods. If you're looking for more reselling advice, tips, tricks, I give all my 10 years of knowledge, pretty successful years of knowledge as well, here on my YouTube. you for completely free. Any questions, feel free to comment below. I'm always in the comments. Have a new video with you soon. Peace.